Hi, I'm Karen.
I'm Sarah.
And welcome to part 1 of a new Disneyland Paris travel series. In this series, we're going to be telling you everything you need to know in order to book a trip to Disneyland Paris. So we'll be talking about how to get there, where to stay, what to eat when you're there, how to plan your park days, and what you should take with you.
Sounds exciting.
It is.
So in part 1 we're going to be talking about how to get there. We'll be looking at different forms of transport. We will be basing this mostly on travelling from the UK.
For our UK viewers,
Yes.
let us know in the comments where you're based and if we're hitting the right audience.
If you want to know anything more, we can find out for you.
There's 3 main methods of transport that we've identified, which would be plane, train, and
Automobile.
ferry.
Yeah. Yes.
Plus automobile.
Yeah.
So firstly, plane. That's how we went on our last trip last December.
Yeah, and I think had it gone smoothly, it probably would have been quite a pleasant way of travelling there.
It did not go smoothly.
No, I mean the start was fine, the flight was fine. Charles de Gaulle was not fine. The airport in Paris was not fine, unfortunately. You'll be able to see a link to Karen's video.
Our travel day disaster, which looking back now, it probably wasn't as dramatic as I thought at the time. Basically, our luggage got lost when we arrived in Paris. Your bag came out actually after an hour, but then after 2 hours I was still waiting for mine, and they said it had gone somewhere else.
It wasn't just ours, it was the whole plane's.
Yeah.
And it wasn't lost, it hadn't gone to another airport, it was lost in Charles de Gaulle Airport.
It was quite disorganised, and as it was Christmas Eve, everyone else seemed to have gone home. Like the only staff there was one guy who didn't even speak English, so that was quite stressful trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah. We got there in the end, but it meant that we missed our transfer. It waited as long as it could for us, but obviously it was a shared transfer, had other passengers, and I said, look, just go, it's not fair on them. They want to get their holiday started, so then they rebooked us. Once we had our bags, they rebooked us another one, but it did cost us a little bit of extra money. But hey, that's trouble for you. Did we have a fabulous holiday? Yes.
And then on the return journey, there was bad weather. I think it was bad wind.
No, it was fog.
Fog.
You just got to think about every one of our videos having to have a wind issue, don't you? But that one was fog. And it was not just in London, it was in Paris as well. So it was delaying arrivals into Paris, it was delaying departures.
We had a 5-hour delay, I think.
Yeah, in the middle of the night.
We got cancelled.
Yeah, luckily I had woken up. I just dealt with the cancellation, rebooked, and then just left. Karen was in a separate room, so I just left it to tell her when the next morning when we woke up. I'm like, oh, by the way, our flight's cancelled, but we're rebooked at this time, and we still have to be picked up by our transfer at this time.
So those things aside, flying could be a good idea.
Yeah.
The actual time in the air was...
It's around about an hour. They say it's a 1 hour 20-minute flight, but it's really not. I think that includes probably your taxi time, from gate to gate maybe.
I feel like it was less than an hour actually flying. It seemed to go by very quickly, and so that part of it is quick, but either side of the flying, like having to check in early to the airport, takes extra time, but I suppose it's a leisurely way to start your holiday. Check in and get a drink and watch the planes.
We can't really advise on the cost of flying because there's so many variations. My opinion would be probably if you're going on your own or if there's just a couple of you, it may prove to be a more cost effective means to get there. If you get a really cheap deal, I mean, you can get flights these days from as low as £39-40 across, across there. But
and Charles de Gaulle is the main airport in Paris?
Yeah, Charles de Gaulle is the main airport. You've also got Orly as sort of the other main one, but Charles de Gaulle is the biggest one. Airlines that fly to Paris from the UK include British Airways, who we flew with, Air France, EasyJet, Vueling, KLM, Ryanair, Iberia, Wizz Air, and there are some others.
They're quite a lot.
Yeah.
And then the time it takes to get from the airport to Disneyland Paris, was that sort of about 25 minutes?
Yeah, maybe more. Yeah.
That's what it took.
I think it's something like that. Yeah. So it, all in all, it was a good means of travel, apart from the disorganisation at Charles de Gaulle.
If we hadn't have had those issues, I probably would have thought, oh, flying's great.
Yeah.
But as it happened, we did have issues on both legs of the journey, so made me perhaps not want to fly next time.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I would still happily fly again. I'd give Charles de Gaulle one more chance, because I have a friend who's just travelled through there quite a number of times, and he's never had an issue, so maybe we had bad luck.
So the next way of getting there would be on the Eurostar, and this is the way I've typically travelled to France. It's usually been on the Eurostar, so that's what I'm most familiar with. You used to be able to get a train that went direct from London to Disneyland Paris, and now they've taken that service away, which is a bit annoying because you have to change at Lille, is it?
Yeah, you can either get the train to Lille, or you can get the train to Paris and then change to Disneyland. So if you're going to Paris, to Gare du Nord, please excuse my French. I'm really rubbish at it, but I'll do my best. You would take the RER B blue line from there to in the direction of Robinson or Saint-Rémy-les-Chevreuse or Massy. Hello, sir. As I say, my French is rubbish. I'm reading this information.
The actual station at Disneyland Paris is called Marne-de-Vallée.
Yeah, but you actually have to get two trains from Paris. So you have to get one to Châtelet-les-Halles, and then you get a train from there to Marne-de-Vallée.
So it's now a bit of a faff. Now they've taken out that direct route, although you reckon they might be bringing it back.
I've heard rumours that they're bringing it back, and I've also read something recently that there might be, was it Virgin or another train company
using the tunnel?
Bidding for...
I might have heard that, now you say that.
Rights to do transport to the mainland of Europe, but don't quote us on that, it's just what we read.
I would say positives about going on the train. It's quite a comfortable journey. You can get up and walk about a bit. You can keep your bags with you. They have, as you get on the train, I think they have a suitcase area near the door, and then above your seat you'll have the shelf where you can put stuff, so you don't need to check suitcases in like you would on a plane. Yeah,
that's definitely a bonus. And I think also the fact that you can walk around on the train, you can, more so than on a plane. Obviously you can get up on a plane and go to the toilet, but then you have to be right back to your seat, whereas if you're a bit restless you can wander up to the food car, get a drink and some food, bring it back.
I do remember the train journey getting a bit boring, but maybe that's like excitement when you just want to get there.
Yeah, something I do find really fascinating on the Eurostar is seeing how fast it's going. They have the big screens that tell you what your current speed is, and just realising how jolly fast you're going on that train.
Something you might want to know if you've not been on the Eurostar before, you don't see any fish. I was very disappointed the first time I went in the Channel Tunnel. I thought it was going to be like an aquarium where you can see like glass and you could see fish and stuff, and it's not like that.
No, Karen, you definitely can't see anything. In fact, one time I fell asleep on the Eurostar and I was so annoyed because I fell asleep before we got to the tunnel and woke up afterwards, and I really wanted to know when we were going into it.
You wanted to see the fish?
No, I did not. And when we were coming out, and I was so annoyed with myself for falling asleep. But hey, that is what it is. Prices on the Eurostar vary. For a Eurostar standard fare, you can get them as low as £39. You have to book pretty early. Bookings usually open about 8 months in advance.
Yeah, be careful with these prices, because sometimes when you look up prices, you'll see a really low one advertised and you'll sort of base everything off that. But then when you go to book it, you find that's only if you want to travel at like 6 a.m. and like
come back at midnight.
Yeah. So there can be a lot of variation depending what time of day you travel, what day of the week you travel, and how far in advance you book.
Absolutely. You also have Eurostar Plus, which goes from about £70, and then Eurostar Premier, which starts at £245, which is like first class seats.
Are these return or single journey prices you're reading?
This is one way.
So
It's
quite pricey.
It is quite pricey. I feel that since the pandemic and probably since Brexit, these prices have skyrocketed. Because I remember, you could easily get cheap deals when I first moved over here.
Yes. And then finally, the last way, I've written down ferry, but I kind of mean ferry and a car.
I think this is a great way to get there if you're a family, or if you're like Karen and myself and you like Disney merchandise. You don't have to worry about baggage allowance, you just fill the boot.
Yeah, that would be what I consider the main benefit of taking your car, is that you don't have a limit on luggage, apart from the size of your car and what you can fit in there. But if you want to do lots of shopping or take lots of different outfits and lounge fly bags, then having a car is the way to go.
The way to go, for sure. The main route that most people probably use is Dover to Calais, but I believe you can go Dunkirk as well, but I think the main one we're focusing on is the Dover to Calais. There's P&O ferries, there's DFDS. I was trying to look up prices for P&O, but there's such a variation, it was a bit tricky. But DFDS start from, let me just check, I saved some information on here so I could share it.
Looking at your notes.
Well, why not? That's what it's for.
You're supposed to be the expert.
Yes, and what do experts do? They look things up. So, yeah, the ferries, they start from £89 per car with up to 4 people one way. So that's quite a
so
budget conscious.
If there's more than like 2 of you going, then it starts to save a lot of money by doing that, because you're just paying for the one car. Whereas if you're each having to buy an airline ticket or Eurostar ticket, then that can get quite costly.
Absolutely. And then you've also got, if you say you choose to fly, if you're choosing one of the budget airlines, are they really budget? Because by the time you might want to have enough luggage to check it in, you probably have to pay extra fees to have checked luggage.
Yeah, if you want to take
There's
a
all
case.
sorts of add-ons.
Yeah.
So, I think the car and ferry is definitely a budget-conscious way. And just the convenience of having your own transport while you're there, especially if you're there for more than just a couple of days.
Yeah.
You want to go into Paris, or maybe you might not use it for central Paris, you might not use your car. But if you want to go outlet shopping, or if you want to go, for a day trip somewhere, you've got the use of your car.
Yeah, I think definitely if you were going, like you said, for longer than a couple of days, so you might want to actually see other parts of France that aren't just the parks.
Mm-hmm.
Then having a car would be really useful.
Definitely.
So I think that would be a worthwhile mode of transport. I think just for a day or two, probably wouldn't want to do that long drive.
No, I think I'd want my trip to be sort of 5 days or longer to probably warrant taking the car.
Driving time from Calais to Disneyland Paris was about 3 hours.
Yeah, give or take. Obviously you've got traffic considerations, things like that.
And then it also would depend where you are in the UK. So you could have a very long drive this side before you even get on the ferry.
That's right. Something I was going to say is just for obviously UK travellers to be aware, and I'm sure they're all knowledgeable about this, is that they drive on the other side of the road in Europe, the wrong side of the road.
And I was going to make a stupid point there. I was going to say, if you've not driven on the other side of the road yet, beware that also their cars have stuff the other way round. But if you've taken your own car, you'll be all right.
That's right.
But when I hired a car in Spain, it did not go well because I kept smacking the side of the door when I tried to change gear because was automatically going the wrong way.
So you were actually in a left-hand drive.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't drive, so I've never experienced these difficulties, but I can imagine.
And for that
confuse
reason,
me.
I probably would not drive my car to France because it's too scary.
Right, Jane, you're going to have to come over from New Zealand because you'll drive anywhere and drive us both to Disneyland. What do you reckon? Sound good?
Yeah.
So another alternative to, if you're taking the car, to using the ferry, is also using something called the Shuttle, which is sort of like the Eurostar. It goes through the Channel Tunnel, but it's like a big open train that you drive your car into. Obviously you stop, sit there for the 25 minutes it takes to cross.
I think that's
the channel.
What we did the first time.
Yeah.
When I was expecting the fish.
And no, there's still no fish.
No. But that is quicker than the ferry.
It's a lot quicker, yeah. The ferry generally takes about an hour and a half across the channel. The Le Shuttle is about 25 minutes. So.
But I think Le Shuttle, for your money, more expensive.
Yeah, let's just see if I found a price for Le Shuttle. Or did I?
And just going back, on the ferry, if you're seasick, that might put you off. No.
Yeah, especially on a bad day. In the the English Channel can be like a mill pond. It can be fabulous, or it can be quite hellish.
So if you get seasick, maybe a ferry is not the way to go.
So the standard fare for Le Shuttle is £117 per vehicle each way.
From 117.
Yeah, from. Yeah, of course. And then there's Standard Plus, which means you have a refundable ticket. Short stay, Flexi Plus. There's all sorts of different prices, but you get the picture. Yeah.
If you're thinking of booking a trip to Disneyland Paris, then get in touch with Sarah as she is starting out as an independent travel advisor.
Yes, please get in touch and with any questions, anywhere you might like to go, including Disney, but including anywhere, and I'll see what I can do to help you, give you a quote, find some information for you. I'll do whatever I can.
And she does a very good personal service and takes care of all the difficult bits, like someone like myself that doesn't travel much and doesn't really know where to start. She's quite good at taking care of all the boring bits.
Yeah, I'm the finer details person.
And I'll leave a link in the description below, and if you've decided on your name, I'll put it here on screen. I'll leave a link in the description with how you can contact her to get started on your holiday planning discussions.
Absolutely.
So that's our recommendations and pros and cons of the 3 main ways of transport.
Tune into part 2 when we will be discussing
Where to stay. Don't forget to give this video a like and please subscribe to help us get to 1,000 followers.
That would be amazing. See you soon.
Bye!